Alrighty then, so if you remember, if you've watched part one of the Damascus Mini Cleaver build series, then you'd remember that at one point I went to a wedding. This wedding was for my sister's sister-in-law, and they're great. They're my sister's family-in-law is they're really really good friends of ours. They're great people, and we love them dearly. But anyways, on the way out to Conroe, which is where the wedding venue was at, about 40 minutes into the drive, I suddenly had a bit of an oh shit moment. Pardon the the language, but I had a moment where I suddenly became very angry with myself because I had not made the sister-in-law or her husband to be a knife of any sort, and that's really really irritating for me because I can make a pretty good knife in less than a day. Like a kitchen knife, a really good kitchen knife will is 3 hour endeavor if I am really in the groove. So I was quite upset with myself. Okay. So once we get there, I'm acting cheery and cheerful for them because it's a happy event. They're getting married. Their marriage has been delayed at least one or two times because of this whole bloody COVID nonsense, and they've been really good and patient throughout the whole thing. And they're just such nice people, and I felt really bad with myself for not having made them any sort of blade that will last them for a really good long time. And so, at one point during the wedding, then I look over at the cake, or I decided I should at least go look at the cake to see what I could have had cutting with a knife made by me. And my sister had decorated the cake, so it was even more, a bit more personal. So, to preface, the sister-in-law and her husband are both very big fans of The Legend of Zelda. I had not known just how big of fans until the wedding. Walking over to the wedding cake, I stop about at the 15 mark. My brother was next to me. We both stopped and looked. And then right on top of the cake was the decorative whited out silhouettes of Link and Zelda right on the very top of the cake. And next to the cake was a pile of cookies with Link and Zelda from Skyward Sword on them. And the second we saw that, me and Blake looked at each other with a sort of sparkle in our eyes, and I think we had the exact same idea simultaneously. After, checking things out and complimenting my sister on it, we walked away a bit, and I muttered to Blake, well, for fuck's sake, I know what we need to make. So then, we're not making them a knife. We're not making them a regular sword. We're going to forge for them as a belated, delayed wedding gift the Master Sword. I've I have been looking forward to this build for a very long time. This right here was the second sword that tried to work on. It's a blank that I started for the Master Sword a while back, but it's not wide enough in some places, so we aren't using that. Instead, sorry, coffee. Instead, along with the 1095 and 15 and 20 that I've ordered for the Damascus cleaver, I've also ordered a big piece of 1075 that we will forge this sword out of. Once this steel has arrived, everything is going on the back burner. The Galaglass, the cleaver, everything. And me and Blake will work on this bloody sword daily, or as close to daily as we possibly can. And I dearly hope we can get it knocked out in 3 weeks at least. So we got quite a project ahead of us. This will require us to learn at least one, two, maybe even three new skills just to pull it off. But in the end, if it turns out right, this thing will last them the rest of their lives, and their children's lives, and their children's children's lives. This thing right here, I plan to be of absolute heirloom quality for them. I think it's the only right thing for having missed their wedding with a nice knife, so I suppose then without further ado, we'll cue the intro and we'll jump right into all this. It's getting fucking dark out. Oh, and the rain's starting to come. My neighbor's dog escaped from the yard, so I've got to go put them in their respective sleeping places until the storm passes, because they're scared of storms. Holy shite, the rain's coming through the windshield. Got my coat with me, but I didn't have time to put it on. So yeah, I gotta do that real quick. Okay, so the age of the doggy escapade incident is over, at the end of which I had to clean up a bit of a dog mess, because one of them made a mess in my neighbor's house. And I'm responsible for the dogs and their livestock while they're out of town. Anyways, that's all over now. It's still raining pretty heavily, but anyways, we're on now to the, we're getting more towards the meat of the project now. So about this point, I'd say now we turn over to the internet to find inspiration for a few couple things, because even though I made that drafted rendering of the Master Sword a while back, I foolishly did not mark out how thick the guard has to be and all that. So I need to go and figure out how thick that has to be. Now the one that I designed is from Breath of the Wild. So normally at this point, I turn over to images from Breath of the Wild to try and divine how thick that the guard has to be and all that. But there's a much simpler option. I simply just go to Breath of the Wild on my Switch. So pardon the janky setup with the camera and all that. I'm not a professional, but I'm in here in Breath of the Wild. We'll go into one of my saves, and we'll see if I actually have the Master Sword yet, and if I do, I'll have to find another save or I don't. Because I want it in the pedestal so that I can better look at it. How have I the Master Sword? Shite. Okay, give me a minute here. I've got to find a save where the Master Sword is not already had. Alright, I've come over to one of my nephew's saves on this Switch, and he hasn't got the Master Sword, luckily for me. Unluckily for me, however, he's at the wrong end of the map from the Master Sword, so I've got to go ahead and zoom all the way over there now. Ooh, there was lightning outside. I quite hope the power doesn't go out. So yeah, we're doing this now. Oh, there's lightning, bright lightning outside. Ah! Oh, it's getting loud out there, guys. Oh, shite. The bats, the Wuhan. The Wuhan. Animan Guardian territory. Piss off, Wuhan. Made it. Yum. Alright, now the thing we actually came here to do. So the Master Sword is, I did the math, it's 10 inches wide at the hilt. So, how thick is it then? He's so early in the game that he hasn't even got the camera rune. So hard to line this up. Stop. So it tapers. I think, guys, you boy. That's 2 inches wide right there. Make that about 2.5 inches then. And it's roundish, so infer here then. Bad cat! Ah! Okay. So it's 2.5 inches wide. Hand time. That's like so. There we go. We got the shadowy. It won't focus on my face. All right. Well, you can't see my face, but we got the stuff. 1 inch there. 1.25 inches right there. Yeah. So yes, the steel is here. I'm filming this right after I filmed the bit for the cleaver. We've got our 26-pound package of steel. So that's very nice. Ow, my fingers. Ow. Okay, so we got the steel, but same issue that I was talking about in the cleaver video. I'm not going to be starting work on it today because it's late. It's hot out. Or late, it's after working time. Same problem. You can't see out the window because the sun's too bright. Anyways, it's getting later than I'd like to be working or starting to work. It's very hot. And we'll be out of town. We're going out of town tomorrow, which is Friday. So on Monday we're getting started on this, and I'm so ready for this. We've been waiting for like a week and a half now for this steel since we actually ordered it. So the wait is finally over. Now I just gotta wait to actually start. So I'll catch you once we begin. So it is now Monday. It's about 1 o'clock, and it is very hot outside. We've already had to clean our pool, so I've already sweated a whole day's worth. But my brother's out there making a knife, so I might as well get started on this thing now. So, separate this. Oh, I forgot how heavy it is. Steels. Get out of there. Oh, come on. There. Yeah. Get out there. Get up. There you go. Oh. Get in the pocket knife. Also, Icarus Metalworks t-shirts. So, to the shop to get started then. Okay, so it's about 92 degrees in the shop right now, and it's just going to get hotter with the forge running. Anyways, our inaugural heats are not going to be done on our 350-pound Atwood anvil, which I'm feeling the urge to start calling Sir Atwood, so I'll probably stick with that. The first strikes won't be done on Sir Atwood. They'll be done on our old 75-pound anvil, because it's mounted lower and easier for him to get the sledgehammer on the piece. So we got to break the bulk of the piece down from 3 inches to 2.5. So we'll be starting out on the little 75-pounder. Once that's workable, then I will move over to Sir Atwood and get to work on there. So when I get the piece in the fire, and we'll start back up once it's up to temperature. Okay, it's time for our first round on the sword. It's so damn hot out.
You don't need the gloves. My hands are a bit wet. I see. Go. Stop. Go. Here. Come on. Alright. That's through the shin, we don't need it. Well, this is a very meaty piece of steel. It's going to take a while to break it down to size, but first heat done, and we didn't break anything, so hooray. Alright, time for another heat. Holy shit, it's hot. Okay, I'm satisfied with how far we've broken down that bit for the time being, so now we're going to move over to Surratt Wood and I'm going to start forging the tip in. Even though it's so damn hot, I'm still excited to use them again. The forge, it's running too hot. It's running so hot. We have the louvers on the blower like 3/4 of the way closed and our little dial thingy on the lowest possible setting. And it's still hellishly hot. This area of the shop is noticeably hotter than the rest of this area. And we've even got that big old fan going pretty hard. So, next step is Surratt Wood, yeah. You know what? I think I'm starting to get what the cool kids call heat exhaustion, so I'm probably going to wrap up before too long. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be my last heat for the day. I honestly feel like I'm about to collapse with heat exhaustion. It's easily like 105 degrees in the shop right now. So I'm going to actually call it a day right now. I'll do the intro inside. The outro, not the intro.
Oh my god. It's so fucking hot out there. Thank God for AC. Oh, I feel so good in here. That shop had to have been at least 105 degrees inside, probably like 110. Oh. I only worked for 2 hours, but I feel like I've been working for like 18. Oh, it's just too damn hot to work. So there's two options: work at night or work early in the morning. I have to do that. Hey, Link's work sleep schedule in Breath of the Wild is wake at 5 a.m. I could try that. May do that next time. Anyways, it's cool enough to touch now. Got that done. I got my ruler really quick because I broke this down too far in some areas to be deeply tragic. Oh, good, you still have just enough meat for me to grind you even. Lovely. Man. Oh, this bloody bar is heavy. I really wish I got that tip broken down better, but for having exhausted myself, they turned out pretty good though. Next time, I'll try waking up really early and getting to work really early. Man, I'm going to get a shower now, because I'm covered in ash and soot and steel and sweat. Good night. I feel like I should say something else, but I don't really know what to say. It was a joy, as always, to forge on Sir Atwood. Yeah, well, we'll call that anvil Sir Atwood now. It's a fitting name for an anvil from like 1880. That's as cool as that is. So, yeah, next time round, then I will hopefully finish forging the tip down on Sir Atwood, and we'll go back to the. Sorry, that's a burp of Gatorade. After I get the tip done, then we will go back to the small anvil and have Blake help us out with breaking this bar down to size a bit more. Because once the full bulk of the blade is to size, because bear in mind, we gotta leave one area this diameter because of the engraving plate and all that. So we gotta break it down up to that area and skip the engraving plate, break down the area that will form the ricasso, and then break down the tang to size. And leave plenty of extra meat so I can grind it all to shape and bevel it. Oh my god, it's hot. Oh. Day 1. Let's see how long this project takes us. As hot as it was, and as much as I've complained about the heat and being exhausted, that was fun as always. I missed forging, and it's good to get to work on Sir Atwood. So then, I'm going to get a shower, I'm going to rest up and rehydrate and all that. I'm going to bask in this glorious AC. And maybe, if we're feeling really ambitious, maybe tomorrow morning we'll get back to work on this. But that's really all I have to say for now. So, until next time.
Make sure to drink a lot of water during the heat advisory.